Hey everyone, and welcome. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down one of the most useful and sometimes confusing phrases in English, used to. Get ready to master how to talk about your past memories and habits like a pro. Just think back for a moment. What TV shows did you watch? What games did you play? What food did you absolutely love? We all have those past habits that just aren't part of our lives anymore. Well, English has the perfect tool for all that nostalgia.
So here's our roadmap. We'll start with the basics, cover the rules, look at some common mistakes, and of course, we'll practice together to make sure it all sticks. Okay, let's dive right in.
Those memories we just brought up, that is exactly what used to is for. It's like English's grammatical time machine for talking about routines and situations that have changed over time.
Here's the core idea. This isn't for something you did just one time, like a trip. It's for something that was part of your life for a while, but now belongs to the past.
And this illustrates it perfectly. Watching cartoons was a habit. Going to the mall every weekend was a routine. Living in Paris was a state, a situation that's no longer true. You see the pattern? They're all repeated actions or states in the past.
Now, let's look at how to build it. Luckily, in its positive form, it's really simple and straightforward.
And the formula really is that simple. You take the subject, you add used to, and then you pop in the base form of the verb, no conjugation. It doesn't matter if you say I, she, or they, the structure never changes. For example, she used to play the piano. Easy, right?
All right, this is where we need to pay a little more attention because the structure changes slightly. To make a negative or to ask a question, we need a helper verb.
So the crucial point is this. The helper verb did or didn't already marks the past tense, so used loses its D and goes back to its base form, use. This is key. It's didn't used to, not didn't used to.
Now, what's interesting here is how it shows the flexibility of the structure. It works for yes or no questions, for which questions like which or what, and even for negative questions, which we often use to show surprise or to confirm something we thought we knew. Let's move on to the most important rule and the most common mistake people make with used to. Understanding this will really set you apart. I'll say it again, this is fundamental. If you mention how long something lasted, like for 6 years or for a month, used to is forbidden. In those cases, we simply use the simple past.
This is the perfect example. Because we're specifying the duration, for 6 years, the correct form is the simple past, lived. The version with used to sounds incorrect to a native speaker.
And the same logic applies to negative sentences. If you say for 10 years, you have to use the simple past negative, I didn't eat meat. It's a clear rule with no exceptions.
All right, it's time to put what we've learned to the test. Don't worry, I'll walk you through the thought process.
Okay, what's the first thing we notice here? The phrase, for 4 years. That's a specific unit of time, and according to our golden rule, what does that mean? It means we cannot use used to. Therefore, we just need the simple past of the verb play.
Exactly. She played ping pong for 4 years. It's the only correct answer because of that time specification. Excellent. Take a second to think about this one. Is there any specific unit of time here? No, right? This talks about a general habit or state in the past, without a defined duration. So what options does that give us? Perfect. Since there's no defined time frame, both options are correct. I never used to care emphasizes the past habit that changed, while I never cared is a simple statement about the past. Both work. Here the challenge is twofold. Create a question and make it negative. Remember the structure we saw. We need the negative helper, the subject, and used to in its base form.
That's how it's done. Didn't at the beginning, followed by the subject she, then used to play guitar. With this question, you're expressing surprise or confirming a belief. Fantastic work.
We've covered a lot of ground, so let's quickly go over the most important points to make sure they're locked in your memory.
If you can remember these 3 rules, you've mastered 99% of how to use used to correctly. It's for habits, it changes in questions and negatives, and it has that crucial rule about specific time. And now, over to you. Think of an answer to this question. Try to form the sentence in English using I used to. This is the best way to make this knowledge become a part of you, by using it to tell your own story. Thanks for joining me.